don't know why. So basically, I'm starting to give myself a new what if. Let's get into this. So my character's quirk, he's gonna be part of the Bakugo family. Gonna have the explosion quirk, but 10 times stronger. But let me give him a backstory. So when he was 2, he created explosions as big as Bakugo when he was 16. When he created his first explosion, it broke his arm. And Bakugo never saw this explosion. When their mom saw this, they decided to make him never use his quirk and give him something else that'll help him in battle, so then he doesn't have to use his quirk and break his bones. Out of nowhere. So, what she gives him is a sword, a paperweight sword, not like the one that Sai has. It's basically that, except it's got a tip at the end. It's got a sharp tip at the end. So it's basically a Shisui sword, but a tiny bit bigger. He's really strong with it. He's never used his explosion power after that one time breaking his arm. And they just told Bakugo that he was quirkless. And now Bakugo uses that advantage to try and bully him. But really it doesn't do anything because his swordsmanship is really good. He can use it with little to no difficulty. So, let's get into this to the UA practical exam. When it starts, Christian jumps in the air going, ah! Slicing one of the robots in half with full force. Bakugo goes, how did that loser do that? Then he, flip. Then he throws his sword, stabbing another robot. It goes, then he rushes over. Then he grabs his sword going, ah! Then slices it in half again going, ba-da-da-da-da. But then Bakugo starts to easily defeat him in points. He keeps on destroying robots. Christian goes, it doesn't matter if I break my bones now. I don't care anymore. He goes, how about a stun grenade? He goes, ah! Bakugo can feel the heat from his hands. He goes, ah! And blasts forward. A tectonic explosion comes. It could crush a mountain if it wanted to. Clashes with 3 robots, destroying them all. He goes, but some reason his arms aren't broken. He goes, my arms aren't broken. He says, maybe I just had the age and my quirk wasn't ready. He goes, till I die. Then he cuts to another one. Then he goes, pew, 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 pew. When you then he goes, ah! Then he shoots another one going, he goes, I never knew this quirk could be so amazing. Bakugo rushes up saying, how the hell do you have a quirk? Then he says, how about a stun grenade to show you? Then blasts Bakugo. He goes, argh! Then he grabs him by the shirt saying, how the hell do you have a quirk? You were born quirkless. He goes, I really wasn't. I've had a quirk this entire time, just never used it. He goes, why? Do you think you're better than me? He says, in swordsmanship and basically in normal combat, yes. Quirk-wise, I didn't use it because it broke my arms when I was 4. I had to witness my arms break when I was 4 years old. That's why I didn't use it. My quirk wasn't ready yet at my age. So that's why once I used it, I was never allowed to use it again until I was old enough. And then I just used a sword because it was much more efficient. He says, now put me down before I blast you all the way to hell. He says, oh yeah? My explosions are still way better. He says, wrong. My sweat is completely nitroglycerin. So with one explosion I can kill you right now. So you might want to let me go. He goes, whatever. Then his Kachon has a brother? Excuse me? I never knew that. Christian goes, Bakugo, Konohiro. Then he slices another robot, and after the practical exam, he places first, and Bakugo places second. He goes, Then when he gets home, Bakugo starts yelling at their mom, saying, Mom, why didn't you tell me you had a quirk? She gets a little sad face, telling him, why would you do that? He says, look, there's nothing I could do. Either I place last place and not get into UA with just using a sword, or I use my actual quirk to destroy 3 robots at once. He says, also, my arms didn't break this time, so I'm good. He goes, what is this about him and his arms breaking? She gets a little sad. Mitsuki, I'm gonna call her Mitsuki, says, well, basically, Mitsuki. So yeah, basically, she says that basically when he was little, he shot a blast with it and broke both of his arms. So we had to take him to the doctors, and basically they said that his quirk was way too strong for him at this age. They should say around 15 to 14, he should be using his quirk. So then he doesn't take as much strain. And he had to train out the buffness. And he was training every day, trying to get stronger, while having to deal with you being annoying, trying to attack him every day because of how he was quirkless. And he says, and his explosions are pure nitroglycerin, which means they're way stronger than your explosions. So when they get into UA, basically, they're accepted the next week. Christian goes, He says, look, don't embarrass me, loser. He says, loser, I have a stronger quirk than you. You can stop now. Then he walks in the classroom and goes, He says, alright class, introduce yourselves. The first person to go, he says, I'm Izuku Midoriya. Nice to meet you. He goes, quirk? He says, Midoriya has to think of a quirk name for One for All. So he says, super strength, super speed. He says reflexibility. He says, enhancer. He goes, oh, that's a pretty good one. He says, damn you, Deku, I thought you were quirkless. He said, Christian says, calm down. You thought I was quirkless, but I'm not. He says, I'm Katsuki Bakugo. My quirk is explosion. I produce nitroglycerin substance. Next is Christian. He says, I'm Christian Bakugo. My quirk is explosion times 10, aka nitroglycerin. I literally sweat nitroglycerin. I could destroy the school if I want right now. When I was little, I broke my arms. That's what happened. He goes, that's all. He said, then after everyone else goes, that's basically it. Then, after that, it's the exams. So, basically, not really, I'm gonna say that they all pass. So, basically, let's get on with, like, the fight thingy between Bakugo and thing. Christian is training up his explosions and getting his new hero costume. He has grenades, but they're pretty good. He has grenades, but he can't use them sometimes because they might break his arms, because, like, the force of explosions already are insanely powerful. So with someone with a grenade, he could incinerate the school. Christian and Bakugo hate that they have to wear the same hero outfit, but that's all their mom could make since she only had that materials to make it. So they have to wear the exact same hero outfit, just two different ones. Kirishima says, hey Bakugo, who's your twin? He goes, alright look, he's older than me by 1 day. Christian says, that 1 day that I was born on 4/29. On 4/19. You were born on 4/20 and think you're the best. He goes, what did you say? He says, oh, you heard me, you wanna go? Then they both say at the same time, I'll blast you all the way to hell. He says, along with his quirk, he picked up the ego that Bakugo has. With his explosions also, he says, you two are matching. He goes, well, it's not our fault our mom didn't have different materials. I'm wearing the same outfit as him, because I don't really have a choice. Look, I'm gonna say there's 22 kids in 1A. Bakugo has a sister as well, and she has insanely strong explosions as well. Much stronger than Bakugo's. She's got like 5 times explosion power. And she's also the youngest by about a day. She was born on 4/21, Christian was born on 4/19, and Bakugo was born on 4/20. When it starts, it's Christian and Katsu versus Bakugo and Ida. Christian goes, here goes nothing. Oh yeah, her quirk is like keeps your stamina. She uses some substance like nitroglycerin. Oh yeah, it's time stop explosion. I told you. When it starts, Christian goes and aim and gets an explosion ready. So strong, and they all wear the exact same hair outfit, which might get them confused. Christian's got the hair, has the nice hair. When Baku goes for explosion, Christian grabs the grenade and says, "Mine!" Then he pulls the trigger on the grenade, doing, "Yay!" It says, "Eat that, Baku! Damn it!" Then when he shot the grenade, it hit his head. The grenade hit his head when it shot out because of the force. He goes, "Damn it! That actually hurt!" He goes, "Mom!" Then shoots his own grenade, going, boom! Bakugo gets way back flying. He goes, "Oh!" He says, "Go." She rushes upstairs to go after Ida and goes. Then she appears.
Yeah, right